Hey there everybody, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Rama, and in today's video, I will be breaking into everything you're going to want to know that was added in the latest DLC for Grand Theft Auto Online, the Bottom Dollar DLC. Obviously, we have a new business that's been added into the game, and I have a whole video breaking into the business if you want to watch that already posted on the channel. The general short summary is that this is a bad business, it's not going to earn you much money, and hopefully Rockstar does add more to it in the future, or else my opinion is going to stay that way. The business allows you to grab people that have bounties on their name. You are going to then bring them back over to the little jail cell you have in the property, and after about 10 minutes you're going to get paid for stealing them. You have quick missions, and then you have ones that you have to wait a while for. Grace Whitney, for example, which is this week's bond, well, unfortunately, while it does pay $130,000, you can only do it once a day, so you're gonna have to wait till tomorrow before you can start up another mission that'll pay you a decent amount. The rest are paying around $38,000 to $35,000, which really isn't that much when you realize a payphone hit is not only faster, but pays more money on average. So yeah, I cannot say that this is a great business at all. It's actually quite a disappointing business. What else do we have to talk about? Well, we have some new cars. In total, 21 vehicles have been added in the DLC. However, only 10 of them are available for purchase right now. In the future, I will have a video breaking into each and every single DLC car, and I'm also going to have a video talking about each of these vehicles individually. So if you want to see that, make sure you stay tuned to the channel, make sure you subscribe. So starting off, we have the Inverto Coquette D10. This is an incredibly cool vehicle. I absolutely love the look of it, and it's based off of an early maybe 50s Corvette. That's what it looks like to me. We have an Annis Euros X32, an Uberbach Niobe, which is based off of BMW i8. We have an Enos Paragon S, and a Bolacan Envisage. Very interesting names coming here today, but in general, some very cool cars. The most expensive we have on Legendary is the Bolacan, but honestly, not too expensive in general. I was definitely expecting more expensive price tags, especially when we have vehicles that are upwards of $3 million. On Southern San Andreas, we only have one new vehicle, being the Declasse Yosemite 1500 for $1.2 million. Actually pretty inexpensive. And if we make our way to Warstock, we have 3 new cop cars. We have the Greenwood Cruiser with the trade price is $3.6 million. It's pretty easy to actually get this trade price by doing dispatch work, which we'll be talking about in a moment. We have the Dorado Cruiser, again, with another trade price. This one you need to complete officer monitors as part of dispatch work. Again, would highly recommend to do that. And we also have the Impaler SZ Cruiser, which is $3.5 million. I think I may have already gotten the trade price for this one. In general, cop cars are ridiculously expensive, and they do not give you any benefits over normal cars. So I can't really tell you to go out of your way and spend $15 million on 3 new cop cars, especially with the upgrades. What's even more disappointing is that the Greenwood Cruiser doesn't even get Amani Tech upgrades. Originally, I thought that Rockstar was just going to add a police livery for this vehicle, but nope. Unfortunately, yeah, kind of sucks. Also, it has a $0 resale value, so if you purchase the vehicle, good luck selling it. In general, I wouldn't recommend to buy the police cars, but those are all the new vehicles that are currently available for purchase. Starting dispatch work is incredibly easy. All you need to do is own a cop car. Once you own a law enforcement vehicle, the game will simply give you a prompt saying press this button and you can start dispatch work. It's the same button as doing taxi work, and you're basically just kind of doing taxi jobs, but now you're a cop. So usually what you're going to do is go to a destination, which is somewhere pinged on the map. You're going to either shoot a bunch of people or, take narcotics, bring them back to Vincent's lockup, and you're going to get cash. Just as some big advice, you do not need to use a cop car to do the dispatch mission itself. You only need the police vehicle to start the mission, but you can literally complete the mission in a Sparrow, completely ignoring your police car, which is kind of funny, so honestly I wouldn't worry too much about it at all. Dispatch missions have a 10-minute cooldown before you can start them again, and in general they're going to pay you around $25,000. So yeah, the payouts aren't too great, they're pretty quick to complete, but really I'd only focus on doing dispatch missions if you're planning to buy the police cars and you want to save yourself a couple $1 million. Taxi work is now triple money and still pretty useless, so in my personal opinion, I wouldn't recommend to participate in taxi work at all. Yes, you might be able to make more money than you previously would have, but that doesn't make taxi work any better at actually making good money. Maybe if Rockstar has a double or triple money week, now that taxi work has been buffed, then it might actually be okay. But yeah, even with the triple income, it's still pretty bland, so don't waste your time on taxi work. The Sparrow got a huge buff, and that is the fact that it now is no longer going to break from a slight gust of breeze. The Sparrow can actually survive about 30 seconds of machine gun fire, and that's quite impressive when you think about it. Now, the Sparrow does not survive any explosions. There are people that have been led on to believe that this helicopter will be able to live past an explosion, and that is not the case. I've tested this with a friend. One homing rocket in your Sparrow is going to be deleted, but thankfully, as usual, it features flares, so you really shouldn't worry too much about getting knocked out of the sky from homing rockets to begin with. What's great is that the Sparrow is able to survive 2 more explosive sniper shots. It's able to survive, in general, a lot more when it comes to hard landings before it starts smoking, and if you're doing any missions and you get shot at, your Sparrow is going to be quite a bit more robust before starting to smoke and inevitably fall out of the sky. That is incredibly nice, though, because the Sparrow really was a super fragile vehicle before, and it would make completing missions with it a little bit more tedious than they could have been. But now, I think the Sparrow is easily one of the best purchases in the game to make. The Bounties was also buffed in the latest update of the game, however, it's still pretty useless. In fact, the changes really haven't made it any better. The Bounties is slow, easy to take out of the sky if you have half a brain cell and an explosive machine gun on a Raiju, and yeah, there's really not much else to say. The Bounties needs a lot more than what it currently has going for it, but at least it's a little bit more maneuverable, right? Well, that's as much as I can say. The Salvage Yard actually got quite a substantial nerf, which I'm rather disappointed about because it's one of the major things I really liked about the Salvage Yard, and that is the tow truck missions. As you can see, we currently have a car that is being decommissioned, and I'm going to get paid for that. And I just did a tow truck mission, and now there are cooldowns on the tow truck missions. You can't do back-to-back, which is really annoying. It makes you question why even purchase the second vehicle bay to begin with if there's going to be a 5-minute cooldown to now source your vehicles. It's not the end of the world, because the good news is your vehicles take 48 minutes to get taken apart, so if there's a small cooldown before you can source the next one, it doesn't really matter if there's 48 minutes in between. But it is still rather annoying that you can't just source both of them at the same time. Really, Rockstar just took away a bit of quality of life. And that brings us to, in my opinion, the biggest change out of all the things in the DLC, which is definitely going to be a massive quality of life improvement, and that is the increased sail mission timer for the Bunker and Motorcycle Club. This is absolutely huge. The fact that the Bunker used to have missions where you would only have 15 minutes to deliver 3 vehicles, like the buggies, was absolutely painful because you almost never had enough time to actually get from point A to point B with all the vehicles. It was always going to be a dud. Even the Marshal mission for the Bunker, 15 minutes just was not enough time to comfortably do it. However, now the Bunker has 22.5 minutes. That means they added 7.5 minutes to the sail mission timer. That is absolutely huge, and it means that now you can comfortably complete any sail mission with your Bunker and not worry about running out of time. So that is absolutely incredible. Start filling your bunkers to the max and doing those sail missions because you are going to be making so much more money. And that's the same for the Motorcycle Club. The Motorcycle Club, as we know, absolutely sucks when it comes to vehicles like the Post-Op and the Trash Master. And while I still don't think the motorcycle in general, the businesses are a good way to make money, but at least now you do have enough time to complete the sail missions for Post-Op vans or Trash Masters, where previously it's really, really close for comfort. So it's quite nice that Rockstar has gone out of their way to give us more time to complete these missions. It would have been nicer if Rockstar just said, hey, we're making these single delivery vehicles, but unfortunately, I don't think that's ever going to happen. But at least now we can complete the sale missions. These are all of the important things that were added in the latest DLC of Grand Theft Auto Online. Let me know if you like the changes and the things that have been brought into the game. Let me know if you dislike them. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and as always, if you do, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.